Hello everyone, Berserkhead here, and welcome to this video in which I'm gonna answer your questions from 2 videos ago where I asked you to ask me whatever you like. This time, I received less questions, but I guess that's a good thing because I'm gonna be able to go into more detail about stuff without making the video too long. And this time is different. I'm not gonna just sit in front of a camera and talk. There's gonna be some Total War footage in the background, but you can just ignore that. You can minimize the video and listen to it. Like, the audio is the important component. But anyways, before that, I just want to share something with you. I just feel like I should let you know. So I haven't been very active on YouTube, lately for the past 2 or 3 weeks. I haven't been uploading a lot of videos, and some of you have probably noticed that, and I feel like I should let you know why that is. The reason for that is that I'm taking my IELTS exam. I took my speaking component today, and I'm taking my writing components tomorrow, and I just decided that I want to live a stress-free life for like 2 weeks, not bothering myself with anything, just playing video games, studying every now and then for the exam, and I don't even go to school. I just decided to take a break from school for 1 week and not go, 1 week prior to the exam. I just felt like I should just try to relax as much as possible, and that's the main reason. But I'll take the exam, and if I get the result that I want, which I really hope I will, we'll have a celebration. I'll see how. Maybe I'll live stream or something. The quality is not great at the live stream. Like, I should upgrade my internet or something, but we'll celebrate in some way. We'll see how. So yeah, hopefully I'll get a good grade. But anyways, let's get to the questions. So the first question or questions come from Thales of Miletus, and his first question is, can you pronounce my name, because it's written in Greek? Well, I cannot pronounce it the Greek way, but I figured out what it means, because like I read Thales, and the rest like Thales of Miletus, because I know him. Like, we've studied him for philosophy class. I actually had an exam on Thales's philosophy, which was not very interesting, but hey, I know him. And how do I read Greek? Well, I'm Bulgarian. Many Bulgarians read Greek, but that's not the main reason. The reason is that, I cannot really read it. I just recognize some certain symbols. But when I was visiting my father on the ship where he works, we were in Turkey. Well, we were in the sea, but we were close to Turkey. And they usually have like TV from the neighboring countries, where they can find the channel where it's in English and they have like just the subtitles under it. So they had the Greek Discovery. So everything is in English, but under that you have subtitles in Greek. So I learned to read to recognize some of the Greek symbols. And that's how I figured out what your name means. But can I pronounce it the Greek way? No, probably not. And then next question, Medieval 2 Total War or Rome Total War? Well, here many people would probably disagree with me, but I will say Medieval 2 Total War. And the reason for that is that Medieval 2 Total War, for me, is what Rome Total War is for many people. It's the first game that I ever played. It's probably the Total War game that I've played the most, like, of all Total War games. And your first game is just the one that you think is better. That's why so many people adore Rome 2 to this day, although it's like 10 years old. And I've expressed my opinion about this. Rome 2 is a very, very old game to still be played, and that's why I don't get why people say that Rome 2 is better than that Rome is better than Rome 2. I get it. I get their point, but still, it's a 10-year-old game. And Medieval 2, well, it has kind of better graphics. The engine is pretty much the same. There is not a huge difference, but I love medieval times more than ancient times. And it's just my first Total War game, so that's why I like it better. And his last question is Rome Total War 2 or Empire Total War? And here I would say Rome 2, because once again, I don't dislike Rome 2 as much as other people dislike it. I don't think it's a extremely bad game. I mean, I get many people's points, saying that it could be better and they did this and this and this and that. And yeah, there are some things that I really do not like about it. It's just the DLC is shitty, it's too expensive, there are still some other bugs, but once again, I haven't experienced the worst of this game. Like, on launch, I remember people like posting videos with like bugs and people saying that it was unplayable and stuff. I never experienced that. The game was pretty good for me, and like the worst that I experienced was basically huge frame rate spikes that they fixed. The game is still pretty heavy, but it looks gorgeous. So I guess that's the price you gotta pay. And as for Empire Total War, I'm not a fan of Empire and Napoleon. but I still like Empire more than Napoleon because like there are more factions in it. I kind of like the time period more, and I don't like the fact that Napoleon Total War is like basically the whole game, the whole plot of the game just revolves around one person. I think that that's not really a good way of doing things. And I still think that Empire, unless you patch it, it's a very unfinished game. Some people would say the same for Rome 2, but still, you have so much DLC. If you actually have all the DLC, if you spend all the money for the DLC, it's actually a game with a lot of content. It provides a lot of content, a lot more content than Empire Total War. And it's a newer game, once again. My opinion is that newer games are generally better, unless they're like pure shit, which Rome 2 is not. And then Centurion Crow asks me, how did you fix Rome 2? And he's not asking me this because he doesn't know, but he is asking me this because I gotta give all credit to him for that. Because Rome 2 has been bugging out a lot for me, not when it comes to like these weird bugs that people experience, but it's just been crashing and the game's not loading, and I don't know, it's just a lot of weird stuff. And I've had to reinstall it twice, and the last time I did it, it didn't fix the game. I don't know why, it just didn't fix it. It still just wouldn't launch, it wouldn't load. So I was talking to Centurion, and he was like, why don't you install patch 12 beta? And I was like, yeah, I have nothing to lose, so I just installed the patch. And it, like magic, it just worked. So yeah, all credit to him for that. And the last question for today comes from Poof. He asked me, what other games do you play? So aside from the Total War games. Well, let me go to my Steam library and tell you. So for the past few days I've been playing War of the Vikings. It's a great game. You get to be a Viking. It's not a particularly good game. I expected it to be a little bit better, to have a little bit more content. I'm a little bit disappointed with it, but still you gotta be a fucking Viking and slaughter Saxons. And that's why I like this game. I played War of the Roses a lot, and this is kind of the sequel to it, so I like it. I love this game. I've been playing it a lot. Aside from that, I play Counter-Strike. I actually play Counter-Strike much more than I play like the Total War games, not just Rome 2. And I'm actually in a team right now, and we have practice twice a week. We play matches. I play a lot of matchmaking. I have a lot of friends who play Counter-Strike as well. And I just love Counter-Strike. It's really my passion right now. I don't like making videos in Counter-Strike, because like Rome 2 is my passion when it comes to video making. But just for playing and like owning people, it's Counter-Strike. I love this game. I started playing it last year, and right now I'm just a semi-professional player basically. I play in a team, and it's good. I just love it. It's my favorite game right now. And aside from that, I play some single player games like Far Cry. I've actually been trying to beat that for the longest time. I just don't have the time for it. I play some multiplayer as well. I just enjoy the game. I got it for really cheap. It was like 90% off, so I bought it for €5. Totally worth it. And I'm gonna beat it eventually, but I'm taking my time. And aside from that, I also have been playing Sleeping Dogs. It's a great game. One day I just spent like 6 hours playing this game. I just love the story. It's great, and I'm gonna beat it as well. And I'm not a huge MOBA fan, but like lately I just want to play an MMO and a MOBA as well. I don't have the time for that, but I just want to try something, so I've been playing Smite every now and then, just casually. I was actually a beta tester for Smite. I got pretty early on in the beta, and I've been following this game, and I actually like it. I want to play some Dota 2, and I have it installed, but I just don't have the time for it. It has a huge learning curve that I don't really have the time to learn. So that's why I'm not playing Dota 2, and I'm looking forward to EverQuest next. Probably I'm not gonna play an MMO for quite a long time, but I'm looking forward to EverQuest next. I'm gonna really enjoy it. And yeah, that's basically all I've been playing. I play a lot of games. Like I have other games on Steam, I just don't play them that often. I used to play Starbound. I like Starbound. Some Spelunky, but it's just too difficult for me. And yeah, I play a huge amount of games. Well, that's not huge compared to some people, but that's all the time I have. I primarily play Counter-Strike. That's really my passion. I love the game. But yeah, that's gonna be everything. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.